Hello, my name is Kassidy Burrows. I am 11 years old and an 8th grade student at Exuma Christian Academy. I live on the beautiful island of Exuma, and some days we have more than 5 international flights to our shores. Air Canada, Delta, Silver Airways, and American Airlines bring tourists here from all over the globe. Foreign exchange controls provide a statistical means of monitoring the inflows and outflows of foreign currency to and from the Bahamas. As tourists spend American dollars, this is income for the country. Controls help us to monitor this income. This value is factored into our foreign reserves and is a vital form of currency for the country to pay its bills without having to engage exchange rates. For this reason, I believe that these controls remain relevant for the Bahamas. Additionally, foreign exchange controls also help us to maintain our one-to-one parity with the US dollar, preserving our dollar value. Article 4A of the Bahamas Exchange Control Regulations submits that foreign currency means any currency or notes other than what is issued or produced by the Central Bank of the Bahamas. The legal basis for the foreign control policy of the Bahamas is the Exchange Control Act of 1952 and Exchange Control Regulations of 1956. But let's go back to the time of the Arawaks and Lagans. Back then, there was a barter system for goods. For example, one tribe may have traded cotton for the other's timber, whilst another tribe would have traded onion for coconuts. Over time, we've evolved to paper and digital currency. Exchange control policies relate to paper money or notes, and this monetary system acts as a standard of value, making it easier for people to compare the value of goods and services according to a uniform reference point. The standard value is an agreed upon worth of a transaction in a country's medium of exchange. Governments have 2 basic policy options to manage exchange rates: fixed exchange rate and floating exchange rate. In Belize, the value of its currency has been fixed to the ratio of 2 Belize dollars to 1 US dollar. In the Bahamas, our exchange rate is fixed and is currently pegged with the American dollar. The fixed exchange rate is another example of a control measure that maintains stability for a developing small nation with heavy dependence on tourism. The COVID-19 pandemic has shown tourism to be a very volatile financial resource. Our fixed exchange rates are therefore more advantageous compared to a floating exchange rate, where the market dictates the cost of foreign currency. Our economy benefits from the one-to-one parity with the US dollar. Because there is an international market for the US dollar, we are able to compete and conduct business locally and internationally. This has attracted business and investors to our shores. Even though we have all seen increases in the cost of goods due to the energy crisis caused by the Russian war in Ukraine, our dollar stretches a lot further than it would have if the value was less. Why risk that by removing foreign control policies? Like the saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Finally, our foreign control policies help to preserve the value of our money. It is understood that the value of money is determined by the value for it. Currency value is directly linked to supply and demand. Therefore, our internal and external reserves can decrease if proper policies are not put in place to protect it. If financial controls allowed another currency to be used more often, it would give that currency more value and dominance in our dollar. Logically, over time, this would result in a devaluation of our dollar. The external reserves would eventually outweigh our local reserves. This poses a threat to the stability of our economy because there would be a lack of balance. Over the years, the Central Bank of the Bahamas has relaxed exchange control measures in accordance with national strategic planning and global trends. These changes, however, are not to be confused with the complete removal of foreign exchange regulations. As I close, foreign exchange control is not a simple concept or issue to contend with. I believe the frameworks for foreign exchange control are important to maintain our status as a stable resilient economy. It is clear that continued foreign exchange regulations are needed in the Bahamas, as the prospect of change at this juncture isn't wise, but simply unnecessary.